afternoon and Jai Hind to all of you. Myself, Dr. Sandeep Gupta, and I will take the next lecture of this series, which is based on environment and ecology subject. And the topic of my presentation is structure of ecosystem. So, as you all know, that ecology and ecosystem, these two terms are quite different. Ecosystem is the interaction of living organisms with living and non-living things. Suppose I am talking to you and my interaction with this light, coming light, the humidity present in this room, okay, the wind velocity of the surrounding, how it interact with me and how it affects me, this is called ecosystem. While the ecology is the study of the surroundings, means if I am looking the study of water or hydro system, then we will discuss it in hydrology. If I am looking all the matters and I am studying all the things in you can say sand, then it is called seismology. So today my target is to give the brief introduction of this ecosystem. So this ecosystem, as written here, it is the interaction of a living organism with a living and non-living surrounding. So this ecosystem can be possible even a small drop of rain. It can be possible in a small drop of rain, while it is also possible in oceans, large sea. Okay. So if you will just assume a drop of rain, you can see here, you can visualize here the presence of water in this rain. What is present? Water is present. What else? Nutrients are present. What else? Some spores. It could be plant spores. It could be microbial spores are also present, and it is affected by temperature and other climatic factors. So if you will see the spores, which is biological part, it is interacting with the nutrients present in water and it is also interacting with the temperature. So this combined interaction, it is called ecosystem. So if we will discuss what is the structure of ecosystem, then we can see what is my structure. Just visualize what is the structure of yourself, the physical appearance by which you are looking, by which you are appearing. This is called your physical structure. So same, if I will say just assume forest ecosystem, then you can assume. And if you will just visualize your assumption, then you can see either you had visualized dense forest or someone have visualized the tree having large canopy structure, means large leaf structure. So there is a difference in these two type of structures. So on this assumption or on this physical appearance, we can say that this structure is a composition of biological community. This structure is a composition of biological community, number of species, their biomass, their life cycle. So what does it mean? If I am saying that this is the dense forest, okay, so what type this species have its biomass. Higher the biomass, the probability is very high that the canopy of the leaf is close. And if the canopy is very close, then light cannot penetrate and reach to the earth's surface. The light cannot reach to the earth's surface. Okay? And if the light is not coming, means the flora on the floor, forest floor, is very less. So, if the biomass is high, then the probability of this type of system is quite dense. Means if the flora is high, then its life cycle will be quite larger. For example, if you will see the Dalbergia Ciso, you can see the time or life cycle of that plant in comparison to popular plant. The Dalbergia Ciso life cycle is very high because of its larger biomass. Okay, how much number of species are present in this system? So this is also reflecting, and it will help to make the structure of the system. Parallelly, this point is directly related to this point. If the biomass is high, it is the clear indication that the quantity and distribution of the non-living substance is also very high. Why the biomass will be? My next question is, why the biomass is very high of this plant? Because it is receiving too much nutrients from the soil. From the soil, it is receiving too much nutrients, nitrates, phosphates, available nitrogen of the soil. This all the things will be readily uptake by this plant. That's why the biomass, the trunk size, the leaf structure is quite high. Okay. So, this first point, which is the biomass, number of species, life cycle, composition of the biological community, this point is directly related to the quantity and distribution of this non-living material. As much as non-living material is high, the biomass will be high. The biomass will be high, then the life cycle will be high. So, this thing. And this, both the 2 points will also parallelly connected to the range of conditions, the range of gradient for the survival. All we can just see that all these 3 points are related to each other. Means the biomass is directly related to the quantity and distribution of the non-living substance, and this both these points are directly related to the range of the gradient for the survival. So if the temperature falls very less, suppose the temperature of this region will become minus 20 degrees centigrade, then the survival of this plant is not possible. You cannot see this plant green or living form at very low temperature. Okay, so the range of the conditions for the survival, it is also very significant for the structure of the ecosystem. So if we will just see what is the structure. So structure is the physical appearance, and this physical appearance is basically made by 3 points, which is the composition of biological community, biomass, life cycle, the quantity and distribution of non-living substance, and the range of gradients for the survival. So after the structure, you can see that whatever the ecosystem it is, it has the 2 main components. So the 2 main components could be abiotic and biotic. Okay. So in abiotic part, in science, wherever the A word is written, it is called non. atrophic, okay, eukaryote and prokaryote. So this abiotic part represents the non, okay, and the biotic means living. So it is the composition made by the 2 point which is non-living, and the biotic is the living proportion around a living organism. Okay, so I am giving you one example through which you can just visualize it. Abiotic, I am here, okay, and I am affected by the light coming on my face. Okay, so this will interact with me. Okay, so this is the light coming here, it is the abiotic part. The humidity present in this room, it is abiotic part because it is non-living. Okay, while I am also affected by the microbes present in this room. The carbon dioxide also is a non-living part. It is also affecting myself. I am also affected by the microbes, virus, the fungus, all the things which considered in the biotic part. So this abiotic and biotic, they are the main 2 component of each type of the you can say system. Okay, so this abiotic is can be further divided into inorganic surrounding, organic surrounding, and climatic surrounding, as written here. This could be inorganic, organic, and climatic surrounding. So what is the inorganic surrounding? Means all the inorganic substance which enters and interact with the living species, and after the death and decomposition, it will return back to the surrounding through the biogeochemical cycles. So these substances could be nitrogen, phosphorus, potash, minerals, calcium, magnesium, etc. minerals. They all comes in the inorganic surroundings. Okay, and they directly interact with the living species. As much as you are taking too much calcium, your bones will be stronger. Okay, and as much as nitrogen will be uptaken by us in you can say different form, means amino acids form, then our muscles will be built up. So this all things will be inorganic surroundings. While the organic surroundings are all the organic substance present in our surrounding, it is called organic surrounding. Okay, it contains lipid, carbohydrates, dead organic matter, and this part, this organic component, is the linkage in between the inorganic and climatic, abiotic and biotic components. So this organic, suppose a leaf is, attached with the green plants, then it is a part of biotic part. But when it falls and its decomposition starts, then it will become abiotic. So this organic surrounding or this organic component is the linkage in between the abiotic and biotic component. While the climatic surroundings are also a part of abiotic components, and they contains humidity, rainfall, wind velocity, pH of water, sunlight. This all things will come in the climatic part. Now, if you will see the biotic component, then you can say that the living species around a living species, okay, the living organism around a, during the interaction, the living what I am saying, that the interaction of a living species with living and non-living substance, okay, you are living on non-living surrounding. So the living species are also interacting with the other living species. So this all will be considered in the biotic components. These biotic components can be further categorized. So if I will just make a tree diagram of this biotic. This biotic can be further classified into autotroph, heterotroph, and last one is decomposers. So autotrophs, I am giving my presentation in form of mechanism, its nomenclature, and its example. So the autotroph mechanism is conversion of simple substance into complex substance, okay, by using sunlight. This is the main mechanism of the autotroph. Suppose the carbon dioxide is entering, so this simple substance carbon dioxide will be converted into glucose C6H12O6, which is a complex substance, through the photosynthesis process. Okay, so this is the main mechanism. This is the main mechanism of biotic components. Okay, so what I have written here, fixation of the solar energy by using simple substance into complex substance. It is the main mechanism of the predominant mechanism of the autotroph, because they can produce their food themselves. They are producing their food themselves. They are not dependent on others. That's why they are known as producers. What is the name? The mechanism is the producers. Okay, the nomenclature is the producers. What are the various examples? The green plants, we all know that the green plants, through photosynthesis, they convert simple substance into complex substance, and parallelly different type of bacteria containing photosynthetic bacteria, they also considered in a autotroph. So if we will discuss the heterotroph, so what if the carbohydrates, the glucose I am taking, okay, what I am doing? I am converting the complex substance into more complex form, and it get deposited in my body. So this is basically utilization and rearrangement of the complex substance, and this complex substance is utilized again by the heterotrophs. So they are known as consumers. They are known as consumers because they can consume the food produced by the autotrophs. So on the basis of food production, or on the basis of, you can say, eating behavior, they can be considered as a herbivores, omnivores, and carnivores. So herbivores are also named as primary consumers, which are totally dependent on the green plants. Okay, so they are getting nourishment from the green plants, while the omnivores, which are the secondary consumers, they are getting the nourishment from the plants as well as flesh part or the muscles part, while the tertiary consumers are those consumers which get nourishment from the only flesh of the other organism. So what are the decomposers? If the accumulated substance which is in form, which get deposited in my body, and some part of the body get parallelly decomposed, so what the mechanism is going on, the complex substance is again decomposed by the microorganism and converted into the simple substance. So what is the mechanism of the decomposers? This is the conversion of complex material into simple substance, is a predominant mechanism of the decomposers. They are also named as are known as saprotroph because they get their nourishment from dead organic matter. And examples of the decomposers are various molds, various fungus like Aspergillus and Penicillium notatum. And very quickly, I am going to discuss this function of the ecosystem, which is a very large and broad topic. It regulates the flow of biological energy. It regulates the flow of nutrients in nutrient cycle. It fixes the limit of tolerance for each organism. It regulates the productivity, stratification, modification of the environment according to organism need. Its functional aspects includes this all things you can study in this ecological pyramids, energy flow, and food chain. So basically, what is the function? The functional aspect of the ecosystem, how ecosystem works under the natural condition, it is called functions. So very quickly, if you will just see all the things, the interaction of living things with living and non-living things, it is called ecosystem. Ecosystem have three main points: the number of species, the life cycle, the biomass of the species, the distribution and regulation of nutrients, and the third is the third point, which is the fixing the range of gradient for the survival. And all these 3 points are under two components, which is abiotic and biotic. Abiotic have inorganic, organic, climatic surroundings, while biotic can be classified into autotroph, heterotroph, and decomposers. So thanks from myself, okay, from my side, thanks, and I hope that you have learned a little bit about the structure of ecosystem. Thank you.